Hey, good evening everyone, and sorry about the delay. If you can't tell, the internet all over the world is a little bit slow, so we had a little trouble getting the drivers in here, but we did make it. And as always, joining me in the commentary box is Bowie. Bowie, how are you doing tonight?
Hello everyone. Yeah, it's me again. It's been 2 weeks. Looking forward to it really. It's a great track. Great to see these cars out on track again. So I'm looking forward to a very interesting and pretty fun race to watch.
I think they're going to end up having a really good night here, or I hope so anyway. As y'all can tell, we are at Road America, which is 6.5 kilometers or 4.04 miles long, 14 turns. They've got a 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying, and approximately 80-minute race. It will be 47 laps. And if I got this right, oh, look at that. I think I actually did get that right this time. Just to remind everybody, last week's winners were ESR Chef with first, Flip Flip had second, Red 15, Red 15 has kind of taken this league by storm here. He came in late and just is really putting himself up in points really fast.
He's a great driver normally as well, and he really does have the pace to put out some great races. And given the fact that he's been really pushing it lately in the last few races, I expect nothing less from him on this track, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't either. And last week we decided Mike HLB was the driver of the day. Go ahead and get that on off there, and well, I guess they got 6 minutes left. I'll try to go ahead and plow through their point standings real quick here. We have Flip Flip in the lead with 90 points, Interceptor with 63, Aloe Champs with 78, Hodgker with 53, ESR Chef with 52, Agulator 52. We're having a little bit of runoff here, Bowie. Yeah, and there's Red 15 right behind
the standings
them
are
with 51.
getting quite.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's looking great.
Yeah, Faster also 51. So we've got several drivers kind of tied up on points at the moment. Mike HLB with 31, Dr. Fiend with 27, K-Morse with 22, Snaker with 15, Manic UK with 15, Fury 69 with 12, ID4 with 8, and Solo Solito rounds it out with 5. So yeah, Bowie, there's definitely a lot of drivers that are kind of stacked up on the points. I'm kind of curious to see who will come out on top at the end of this race with this championship points so far.
Yeah, it's a great battle for everyone in the standings. I mean, given the fact that the last few races we've seen pretty much anybody on the podium. These cars are a handful to drive. I've noticed it myself last time around Kota as well. And I was quite lucky to be that successful in that race, but it really is a handful to drive. So it's really good to see these battles going on still, and especially in the point system. Everybody's still quite close to each other. There's always a battle going on for points somewhere. So really looking forward, like I said, to this race.
Yeah, this is definitely a very tough track. For me anyway, I have a very hard time with that high-speed right-hander. No matter what I do, I always seem to just, I can't keep the car balance just right, I think is what it is, and I always end up going just way too wide on the exit.
Yeah, especially the last corners for me personally are really difficult, because you go uphill, it's a blind left-hander. And if you go a little bit too much throttle or a little bit too much to the right, you're in the grass and you spin it around. And if you're too much to the left, you clip the curb and you go around. So it's a pretty wide track. It's pretty easy track in my opinion compared to the other ones in this championship. But it's still nonetheless very dangerous, especially with these curves. They're quite high, and just get a little bit too much over it and you're just gone.
Yeah, I always, especially on this track, turn 1 and 2 are probably about the most deadly for me, especially turn 1. It really is hard to get a good grasp on where the entry and exit point is on that one for me. Especially as we can see Alichamps, he's really flying down the straight. You really got to get on the brakes good to get around that corner.
Yeah. Yeah, for now it's looking quite interesting. I mean, Alichamps is 2.5 seconds in front of Yazarchev, but Fast is now coming across the finish line, and he's still only 4.5 seconds off the pace. So it's looking great for the battles in the meantime. I mean, we see that Manic and Fast are right behind each other, but for the rest, it's quite uneven, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, it really is. They are a little bit spread out. Oh, we had somebody get a little bit wide there. Yeah, we've got the 154 down to Guri 69 at the 2 minutes, but the track is a little cool. 20 degrees Celsius with the air temperature of 11. So
yeah.
Maybe they're just having a little bit harder time getting their tires warm. I'm sure if this is anything like Watkins Glen, I'm sure that it'll be absolutely brutal on just one of the front tires. I'm guessing front left.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough track for the left tires, especially left front tire, especially with that long, fast, or quite not that fast, but long right-hander. It's going to kill the left front tires. So managing the tires is going to be very the main thing for this race. But it's going to be interesting what the strategies are going to be like, because in my opinion, I don't think the tires are going to be lasting that long to do a one stop. In my opinion, I think the 2 stops are going to be just a little bit faster, but it's only time that can tell, I guess.
I agree with you on that. 'Cause yeah, if they're just chewing up that front left, they either have to make the sacrifice or the choice of, do they go with the hard compound and just literally have to take a few seconds off of each lap for the lack of grip, or do you just put the soft on there and chew it up so you can get the good lap times and just have to pit it extra time?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I definitely will be a toss-up for the drivers. I'm very curious to see how they play it out.
I mean, if you look at the standings right now, I mean, of course, it's only free practice, so you can't really tell as much as you can qualifying on a race. But from 2 until 4, it's only 5 tenths apart from each other. And Hiker is 4 tenths behind him, and only Solo Slita is only 5 tenths behind him, with Game Watch right behind him. So it's all quite close to each other, but it's also very apart from each other, if you know what I mean. So I think the slipstream on the long straights are going to be beneficial for having the good battles, I think.
Oh yeah, I would think that coming down the straight, staying in the car in front of the slipstream is going to be very crucial to keeping up going down the straight.
Especially given these slow left-handers and right-handers. So you see Manic just easing on the throttle, getting out of the corners. If this gets any wet, this race, it's going to be very difficult for these guys, I know for sure.
It is the rainy season here. But I think I didn't take a really good look at the weather conditions tonight. I did see that they had overcast and medium cloud, but I have to admit, Bowie, I did not look to see if they actually had, or how big of a chance of rain that they have. Of course, for me and you, well, you especially, have raced with GAVRA Racing long enough to know that there's almost always a chance of rain on just about every track.
Pretty much, yeah. I remember from the last seasons that I was lucky enough to be part of a BMW 2000 Stansworks race around Sonoma. And out of nowhere, it just started raining. And I think if there's one track around our in project cars, I think it's especially in Sonoma, and that's pretty much in a desert. I did not expect it to start raining.
Yeah, no, it only rains once or twice a year there, and when it does, like you said, because it's out in the middle of the desert, they don't get a little bit of rain here and there. They get all of their rain literally at one time.
Yeah.
So it's just a no rain, torrential downpour, and it completely floods that track.
It was a very interesting race nonetheless. I knew that, but it's still quite interesting to see, especially with these cars. It's always fun to drive in the rain. Any car, I think, is fun to drive in the rain, and it's also the difference in the cars is how much balls you have in the rain. That's pretty much putting you on top.
Oh,
For this cars, you need to have very, very big balls to drive them fast in the rain.
Well, I believe from doing a little bit, I practice in these just a little bit, and I do believe they have a little bit of extra leg room down at the bottom to accommodate for that.
And there's also extra room for water to drip in then.
Yeah,
For the rain.
Sorry, I was gonna meant to avoid that real quick and cover these team standings real quick while they went back to the lobby. In the team points, y'all, we have still Tuned Beetle, which is Flip Flip and Alachamps in the lead with 168 points. Disconnection Kings in second, which is Red 15 and Chef with 103.
It's going to be interesting for Flip Flip and Alachamps this race, to be honest, because I don't see Flip Flip on the grid.
Oh, so that could end up... they've got a pretty big gap, though, but like we talked about earlier, Red 15 has been killing it. Chef, we know, is very talented, so together they could end up pulling in enough team points to catch Flip Flip and Alachamps. But yeah, Carlo Coolio in third, which is Agulator and Faster with 98. Speed of Light, which is Interceptor and Dr. Fiend with 90. LGR Motorsports in fifth, which is Hodgker and ID4, 61 points. Sixth is M&M Racing, Mike HLB and Manic UK. Yes, I tried to say that too fast. 46 points. Seventh is Super Racing Elite, Snaker and K-Morse, 37 points. And eighth is Fumagazi Racing, which is Solo, Solita, and Guri69 with 17. And I know what y'all want to see. You want to see the race, not these standings. And there you go. There's the race.
Well, it's not a race yet. It's only qualifying.
Yeah.
But the guys are coming on track in the meantime. There's only 4 people left in the garage. It's Marcus, K-Morse, Mike, and I believe Isar Chef only in the pits left. I think they're just waiting out to get a little bit more grip on the track before they start pushing for their times. And in the meantime, all the other guys, I believe 9 guys are out on the track. So it's not a full lobby this time, not a full grid. Like I said, Flip Flip is not here, so I'm very interested to see what the standings for the teams are going to be in after this race.
No, yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely going to open up the opportunity for some of the other teams to really get some good points in. Because Flip Flip and let's see, now I can't even remember who it was. Once again, cannot walk and chew gum or remember anything for more than 5 seconds.
You Flip and Alachamps, that was? Or...
Yep. Yes, you are right. Flip Flip and Alachamps. They're both really hard to beat on track, so...
Oh, definitely,
yeah, I think it'll definitely help open up the opportunity for some of the other drivers to get their team on up with some team points.
Alachamps is right on the pace in the free practice session. 2.5 seconds than P2, faster than P2. So if there's anything of this race, then I'm pretty certain that he's going to win it again. He's just going to drive on and lap a few cars and then win it. But the others might have been sandbagging as well, so we don't know yet. It's all for grabs right now, so it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, there's a couple of drivers I personally want to see do really good, like Solo and Guri both. They've been putting on fantastic races, but then they've had just several issues somewhere along the race that cost them the race right there at the end. So I really want to see these 2 drivers do really good tonight, especially Solo. His pace is fantastic. He's been having some really good races, and if I had a memory, I would remember what has been happening to him. I want to say several of them were actually disconnects close to the end. Nobody held me to
I remember
that.
on Watkins Glen, he had a quite terrible race in the rain, where he spun a few times, lost his hood a few times, and
that's right.
just crashed out a few times in the rain. But apart from that, he has some very good pace. I think he just got caught up on some very unlucky accidents, and that just cost him the race, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, race incidences do happen to all of us, and we just kind of have to swallow it and go on.
In the meantime, we're going to see some guys crossing the finish line, including Soda Solita coming up now. This is the first time now is Aguilera with a 2:19.4. Now that these few guys are going to cross the finish line as well, it's going to be very interesting to see what everybody's going to be doing. I'm going to go on board with Hello Champs, put in the fastest lap time of the free practice session, actually. And once again, a 1:56.1.
Oh, very nice.
You can see him just easing on the throttle, guy, trying to get as much grip he can, as much speed as he can. A little bit wide there, but still a very good line through it. I think it's also very interesting, like you said, it's very cold, it's very gray. So the grip levels are not there as it should be with the sunny tracks, of course. But and Guri is actually faster in the meantime. Guri is faster.
Oh, crap. Way to go. See, I knew
Great
I
time
was
by
rooting
Gura.
for one of the right drivers. Very nice.
That's an
With
amazing lap time.
Yeah, almost a 1:56. I think that's close enough. It's a .056. That's close enough to call a 1:56 flat, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just gonna call it a 1:56 for still. It's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very, very fast around here. Yeah, and it looks like they're all starting to put in some very close relative times, first through all the way down to, well, even if you go
Eighth,
to,
pretty much.
yeah, or
Oh, somebody's around there. Somebody's
oh,
around.
Shit.
What was that then?
May have been. No,
It was in 4, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was. I was trying to figure out if it was the dark yellow or the light yellow car.
Yeah. It seems to be going out again, so pit crew had a quick check on the car, but it seems fine. Now Hello Champs once again onto the finish line, see what he can do. Only 44 thousandths of a second are between him and Guri, and he is faster by a lot.
Oh, wow.
54.8. That's insane. Pretty much. That's insane. Great lap time by Guri nonetheless. And now everybody is putting in fast lap times. Faster now with a 1:55.1. That's only less than the 10th from Guri's lap time now.
Yeah, they are really picking up the pace here for qualifying, by the way. Especially they've got 3 minutes left. It actually took them a little while to get around the track 2 times to get their tires warm to even before they had. I think qualifying was almost halfway done before they were actually managing to set their first lap times. It's definitely with the long track, it's going to make it a little bit tougher on them. They're not going to have as many tries around the track as they used to.
I think they're going to be at least 1 more lap, maybe 2, if they can get it in right. And I think it's pretty much going to be down to who finishes or crosses the finish line last, of course, like always. But especially here right now with these conditions, who crosses the finish line last to start a lap is probably going to have the best chances of getting a very fast lap time in. Grip levels will be high enough. Most rubber will be on the track. Least amount of people will be on track because nobody will be around you again. Since everybody's out on the final tracks, nobody's slowing down, nobody's getting out of the pits.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Champs' oil temperature climbing on up, so we know he's got a lot of his radiators shut off to get the most aerodynamics he can out of qualifying laps.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got just, it looks like he cut it really close, just enough fuel to get around the track a few times as well. So yeah, they've had what was it, last week was break week, so they've definitely had the time to practice and get up to speed.
Oh, definitely. Oh, this is interesting. Side by side during the quali laps, it's not really something that you want.
Nobody
in 4.
I was going to say, I think it can show how ready they are to challenge each other on track, though.
Everybody's trying to get their right position in to get their final lap in. There's only 1 minute left, so whoever crosses the finish line now is going to be the last ones to start the laps. In the meantime, Hiker, Solita, and Red are in the pits, so they're not going to be able to put in a faster lap time. Especially Red is kind of sad for him. He's 6.3 seconds off the pace. Not a very good lap time for him. And same for ESR Chef, of course. 24 seconds off the pace, but I'm sure he can do a little bit faster than that.
Yeah, I think those two we're definitely going to see make up a lot of positions in the first couple of laps of the race.
Especially Red. We've seen him around Watkins Glen actually putting in some very fast lap times. Really showing the pace. So really looking forward to seeing him go through the field. If he somehow cannot make this time any better. But in the meantime, Mike actually also in the pits. So he's not going to be able to put in any lap times at all. He's going to be starting from the back.
Oh.
We know Mike also has the pace, but what do you think of Mike then? Because I think he's going to be having a great race, to be honest.
I do too. And with the way turn 1 is on this track and it being everybody's coming back from break week, from my perspective, I have to say that starting at the very back might not be a horrible idea for some of the drivers to just, let the guys that are going to make the mistakes on the first turn or two make the mistakes, and you'll get all the positions right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But then you're also you're always counting on the other drivers to make mistakes, and this is one of the elite tiers for GAVRA Racing, so most of the drivers really don't make too many mistakes, which is where I've figured out, Bowie. That's one of the places I've been going wrong on the GT3s is I'm counting too much on all of y'all really good drivers to make mistakes, and y'all aren't doing it. I'm gonna have to start sneaking into y'all's pits while y'all are out and about or something. I don't know. Joe, how you doing tonight? And we also have Honey Batter saying hello to you, Bowie, in the chat.
That's a fellow racer in another league. Welcome. And Joe's shouting it out, actually. I think Mike is actually indeed driving in 3 different championships. So, and he has the pace in all 3 championships. So it's insane where he can get that speed from, to be honest.
No, he is
really
really
time to practice for one.
Yeah, I have to admit, there's a few drivers in here that are extremely intimidating, and he does make the list for me.
Yeah.
Do you want the rundown, or do you want me to do it?
I've been doing it a long time. You do it now, actually.
Okay. All right. We will start with Alochamps in first, Faster in second, Agulator third, Guri69 in fourth, Marcos fifth, Snaker sixth, Manic UK seventh, ESR Chef in eighth, K-Morse ninth.
And the rest will be interesting.
Yeah. Hodgker is in 10th, ID4 11th, Solo 12th, Red is 13th, and Manic UK is 14th. Manic UK, I raced with him in one of the other championships. He's actually got some really good pace as well. I think we're going to see some good things out of him from the back of the pack tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I also saw in the meantime that the bottom left of the screen, just in between the from where we went from the qualifying to race, I saw that Dr. Fiend and Flip were having trouble with their internet. They're disconnecting. And those are also the 2 drivers that were missing. So I think it's internet issues this time for those 2 drivers. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. Dr. Fiend is extremely fast as well. I was very surprised. Yeah. He also is one of the newcomers to GAVRA Racing, I believe.
Yeah, and he really did show his pace. I mean, the last few tracks have been amazingly fast for him. So I guess 2 of the fastest drivers of the current grid here are not going to be racing with us tonight.
That is unfortunate, but it does open up the opportunity for some of the other drivers, though.
Oh, definitely. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye out on this number 18 car. It's Mike. He's starting from the back, but he's a very fast driver, so I'm going to keep an eye on him during the entire race as well, because he really showed some pace in the last races. So I'm going to keep an eye out on that one.
Yeah, I think there's really just this whole field, though Bowie is just extremely talented. There is a reason this is the elite tier. And I really need to
yeah,
start signing up for the races that aren't the elite tier, and I might would feel a little bit better about my racing.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're getting ready to finally sink in.
Engineers are getting off their cars. Lights are going on, engines are revving. And lights are going on. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Grand Prix of Road America and Ferraris. Great start from Champs actually. And here we go, Geary already in third. Going side by side with Faster into turn one. So people actually getting in the grass, going side by side. 3 wide into turn one. Geary going straight on. Marcus was going 3 wide in turn one, which is not very good to do actually. Somebody else is in the grass as well. It was Egulator. Still going 3 wide with a little bit of battling going on between Mike and Hiker, but Mike is already 5 spots made up in the first 2 corners. That's a great start for him.
Yeah, it looked like Hotchker did a great job of managing to hold on to his car right there. And for a second, I thought that was it. I thought those two were just in the wall. Bowie, this field is being very aggressive. They're not letting up off of each other at all.
Oh, definitely not. And Gear almost made the mistake that it could cost him a race, but still holding on to the P5. Great start for him anyhow. As you in the meantime see some battling going on behind him as well. And oh, there's actually someone spun around. I think that's Mike actually. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Oh, crap. I really hope that didn't tear his front wing up too bad. If it didn't, I think he'll have a good chance still of catching up with everybody. But
it seems fine from our end. But
yeah.
You never know from the outside, of course. In the meantime, lap 1 is almost over, and Champ's really putting in the pace, almost 1 second faster than faster. But in the meantime, Marcus also a great start, already in third.
Yeah, it looks like Faster is trying to keep Marcos fended off at the moment here. That could be what's giving Champs the gap. Oh, ID. Oh, hell. He has lost his wing, Bowie.
He's gone off at the very fast right-hander, so...
Oh, and these...
Oh, and he's off again. Oh, this is terrible to see.
Yeah, these cars are just... They're almost completely undrivable once they lose that rear wing.
Yep.
Yeah, we can
noticed that in the Kota race. Oh, yes, he really has damage. I've noticed it during the Kota race I did as well. Just lose the rear wing and you're just gone. You can go maybe 30 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour, but that's it.
Yeah, and even at that, it's just... You can't hardly keep control of the car. Hopefully he will be able to get it on back to the pit, though. But, oh, yeah, that is terrible. Where's Red 15?
Terrible to see.
Red sitting in 9th.
Ninth, yeah.
Trying to close in on Hotchker, but he's got Manic UK pretty close behind them. And of course, K-Morse is trying to close that gap.
Oh, yeah, K-Morse is right behind there as well. He's only like 2 seconds behind Red, so it's very close. Only lap 2, of course. Everybody's still right behind each other, but it's great to watch in the meantime. Lots of battles going on. From if I look on my screen, there's at least 5 cars. Actually, 1 car in the grass. If you don't mind me saying, I don't know who that is, but it's Egulator actually.
Oh,
Egulator in the grass. He was in P2. He must have lost the rear end there because he was in second position. Now he's down to 11th.
Oh, I have to say then, Road America is actually proven to be a little treacherous to a few of the drivers that I did not expect it. I saw that. Oh, yeah.
It's Red.
The drivers that
and there's Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Going through now. Mike already in 11th once again.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this track is seeming like it's being a little bit more treacherous for the drivers that I did not expect it to be treacherous for. Like, Red was the perfect example. And ID4. I did not expect some of these drivers. Of course. Yeah, an Agulator. A lot of these drivers I didn't expect to have any trouble whatsoever with this track. So this has proven to be a big turnover of events tonight. Red 15 definitely had
Manic UK having a very bad exit of that track. And Mike actually got caught up behind him because Chef actually overtook both of them on the straight, and Mike just got caught up behind them. So Mike is down to 13th again. And there we go, side by side. Into turn 2, Mike on the inside. Medic leaving the room, knowing that he's there. Oh, and he didn't know he was right behind him as either. Just didn't see him. Just did not see him. Oh, that's terrible.
It looked like he was just right in that perfect little blind spot. Now this turn right here, I can't even remember which number turn it is, but this one right here, that one is always extremely treacherous to me. No matter what I do, I go completely right off of the track. Or I have to
always go too wide exiting it, yeah.
It's very difficult. It's got to be tough on these cars right here, because as you pointed out earlier, we were watching, I believe it was Magulator or Allo Champs. I believe it was Allo Champs being just very easy on the throttle on some of the corner exits.
No, 8-4 actually finally getting back out on track again. 4 minutes and 40 seconds behind the leader. So for sure he's already 2 laps down, I think. But I was actually 2 minutes 57 now, so I don't know what happened to Project Cars there. So he's 3 minutes behind the leader. It's terrible to see, isn't it?
But we're still, where are we? We're only, the Allo Champs is the leader. He's only on lap 4 of the 43, so a lot can happen in the 39 laps. Especially with so much we've already seen happen in the first 4. So
oh, definitely.
I think he still has a pretty good chance to make up and come on up at least a couple of spots.
Oh yeah, for sure. 94 definitely has the pace to catch some guys who are battling in the back. Mike actually also still in P12. He was up into 9th, I believe, just before, but up down a few seconds again.
Yeah, Joe, we're going to blame... sorry, Bowie, I just looked in the chat and Joe just gave us the perfect excuse. He's taking responsibility for Mike.
Yeah, I think that's it, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be rooting for him.
Yep, hey Duke. Yeah, I agree, Flip. Allo Champs' pace is incredible. He's now up to a 3-second lead. And Bowie, Joe was wondering if he could see the map.
We're going to see the map. All right, hang on.
I guess we do. The cars have got a little bit more spread out pretty early in the race than we kind of anticipated there. Yeah. Now we can see just how spread out some of them really are.
Yeah, so keep in mind that the white dot all the way in top, that is the leader, Allo Chance. And then the arrow that is going into that right-hander just now is Snaker, who's battling with Facet that we're watching right now. And the blue dot all the way down in the bottom is actually 8-4, all the way on his own, but still on track. So really showing that he is capable of just staying on there, which is good to see. We still have the 14 drivers that we started with.
Yeah, so it looks like so far it's just,
of course,
yeah, ID4 is the only one that's a lap down so far, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's one of those drivers, I don't think I would ever count him out of the race.
Oh, definitely not, no. If you look at the timings, if you look at the lap times, it's pretty much a solid, if you ask me. Look at the lap times, it for sure shows that Red and ESR Chef have the pace to go at least up until P7. So, and the only guys in the 156s are Allo Champs and Marcus at the moment. So, I think those two are just going to drive on into the distance with the two of them. And then the rest battling behind for maybe the last position for podium, like Snaker and Fast are doing right now.
Yeah, we know these two are not going to give up very easily at all.
Oh, definitely not, no.
Oh, Snaker's
Especially,
gone a little
look
wide.
at Snaker. That just pretty much sums up how much he's pushing to try and stay with Faster.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm actually very impressed he managed to hold on to his car right there. As soon as I saw the dirt flying, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job keeping control of his car and managing to get it eased back onto the asphalt.
The main thing with these cars, once you go off track, is pretty much just go straight on, straight forward, and full speed. You go off throttle and steer a little bit or start braking, you're gonna lose it and go into the barrier. So Great stuff for him for actually keeping it on track, like you said. Yeah. In the meantime, Guri has actually caught up to the back of him, so he's getting in the hang of this right now. Guri in the top 5. Great stuff from him.
Very nice. Yeah, and Guri he's one of those that I am, him and Solo too. Solo finding himself right behind him in 6. Those are the two that I'm rooting for tonight. So everybody watching, I'm not making y'all pick between just 4. Plus we do have to have a little bit of mix it up a little bit. And it has nothing at all to do with the graphics guy being just a little lazy. That is not why there are not 4 choices for driver of the day. I mean, it would never be something like that. No. I just want to be nice to y'all viewers and give y'all more choice. But no, yeah, y'all pick out, keep an eye on the drivers.
Oh, here we go.
Pick some.
Small mistake from Hiker, and Aguilera gets past. Aguilera on the move. He was in last a few laps ago because of his spin. That was already up to 8th. Great pace from him.
Yeah, and Duke Martin in the chat says Marcos came back from holiday very fast. Yeah, he definitely put in a bunch of practice while we had the break week going on.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But, yeah, no, Duke, it's proven to be a really good car and track combo. It's been I think it's very difficult on the guys. It's really tested them. But I have to say, I'm enjoying the hell out of this race. Oh, is Guri going for it?
Saw them going side by side on the timings a minute ago, and he really is pushing it. Same as Snaker. Snaker and Guri both going in the grass, really trying to fight for every inch that they have on the track to stay in front of each other. Snaker going really slow to return, Guri going right up behind him.
Bowie, if I didn't know better,
great stuff to watch.
Yeah, it looks like Snaker is literally giving it everything he has right now, trying to stay in front of Guri.
This is some great stuff to watch. Slipstream on the main straight. You can really see him. Snaker really has the pace on the straight line speed. Look at him. Even with the slipstream, Guri is not capable to actually keep up with him.
So I'm thinking then that Guri might be running a little bit more downforce than Snaker.
Oh, definitely. Look at him. He's going all the way beside him.
He's really eating him up on the turns. Yeah, Snaker is definitely going all out, trying to stay ahead of Guri at the moment and stay on the defense.
This is great stuff to watch, to be honest.
You know, and I have to say, Bowie, I've seen this a couple of times in my short career of commentating on the GAVRA races. When we get a break week, some of the drivers have a little trouble jumping back in. And then we have, like, Guri right now is just, you can tell, you know, he's on it.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
It's almost like he needed that first leg to get a good feel of the car, then he got the break week, put in some work and some good practice, and has came back just balls out, for lack of a better way of saying it. Y'all just have to excuse me there, but he is, man. To go down the inside, Bowie.
And Guri's showing himself in the mirrors of Snaker, just and he is there, and he wants to get past, but he just can't. Snaker's just too fast on the straights, as you can see. He's just pulling away on the straights. But in the meantime, Guri's running a little bit wide, but keeps it just with 4 wheels on the track, just capable of keeping it on there. And in the meantime, Snaker's actually catching up to faster as well, so we're going to see a little battle between P3, P4, and P5 going on.
Very nice.
Well, in the meantime, Red and Aguilera are also right behind each other. Red also on the move, Aguilera also, of course, but Red also on the move. Both battling for P8. Red in the slipstream now of Aguilera on the straight.
Now this battle right here, Bowie, I don't know who I would pick to be able to stay in front or to make the move here with these two drivers. They're both so talented.
Red on the inside and gets past Aguilera in turn 1, but runs a little bit wide on the exit, so Aguilera is going to get the cut back. Very nice move from him on the inside for turn 2. And Red knows it, so he just lets him go and tries to do the same to Egulator again on the straights. Just can't get it done. So once again, in the slipstream, Red for the back straight. Trying to get it done for that very difficult turn 3. He needs to brake whilst going downhill. And right behind him, we actually see ESR Chef and Hiker also right behind each other. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one as Red just shows himself in the mirrors once again from Egulator. Trying to get past for the P8. Really having a great battle up here. Trying to get past each other. Let's also just take a look at the battle still going on for P3. Snaker, Yuri, and Fast right behind each other. Yuri definitely has the downforce. He's right behind Snaker once again. And he goes back on the straights again. Snaker just pulling away, getting closer and closer to Faster. Faster knows it. Faster sees them coming in his mirror.
Faster is definitely in the hot seat.
Oh, definitely. Faster just sees them coming around. The headlights of Snaker just getting closer and closer.
Okay, Bowie, so my prediction on this three-way battle right here is that Snaker is going to get a little tied up with Faster, or just kind of, he's going to get caught up in thinking about that battle, and he's going to forget Yuri's back there.
There we go.
Oh, maybe not. Look at that. Y'all have to excuse me. I got to put my foot in my mouth.
And he's passed.
Oh, that was
just like that.
Beautiful. That was a damn near a textbook perfect pass, I must say, Bowie.
Definitely, yeah. And K-Morse and Soda Slita also still battling on for P6. K-Morse showing himself in the mirrors, trying to get on the inside, but just can't get it done on Soda Slita. It's great stuff to watch in the meantime, definitely. There's still some battles going on track between these drivers. Soda Slita and K-Morse for P6. We see a small battle for P8 until P11 with Red, Egulator, Hiker, and ESR Chef also going on. And of course the battle for P3 between Snaker, Faster, and Guri still going on. And Guri is right behind Faster now. Faster making a little bit of a mistake. Guri got caught up behind him, just can't get it past. On the outside, tries to get past, touched a little bit. I saw it happen, a little bit of a touch. Guri just wants to get past. He knows he's going to get caught up behind Faster now. He needs to get past, try and keep up with Snaker. And here he goes on the inside of the Fast right now. And can he get it done? No, he can't. Thinks the better of it.
I think he's just really putting the pressure on him. I think he's trying to crack him.
I think he definitely is, just weaving from left to right, just showing him like, come on, let me pass, let me pass. So in the meantime, Mike is actually inside. So I think he must have had a little bit of damage in that contact with the barrier in the end. But
yeah,
he pitted for new tires.
We're only on, Alachamps just started lap 10. He now has, wow, he's got a 5.3 second lead over Marcos at the moment. And Marcos is about 7-8 seconds in front of Snaker.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Top
3 have really ran away with it.
Can I just point out at this moment in time also that Marcos has put in a 156.5, Alachamps a 157.1 in the last lap. So if those times are going to be until the last or another few laps, Marcos is going to be catching Alachamps. Oh, Faster having a little bit of a bad exit out of that turn, but Yuri trying to sneak past, but he is on the outside for the next turn.
Oh, that's going to hurt him.
Oh, he brakes a little bit later trying to get past, but can he get it in? He can.
Oh, nice.
Amazing move.
Oh, that was nice. That was a great move from Guru right there. I was on the edge of my seat. I was braking for him. I think I might have broke a floorboard because it isn't a brake, but, you know.
In the meantime, also K-Morse and Soda Slita still going at it. K-Morse going a little bit through the grass on the inside on the braking. Great stuff from this driver. On the inside, past Soda Slita and gets it done. A little bit of a bad exit. Soda Slita catching up behind him once again, but he just caught it once again. And also here, ESR Chef and Hiker also right behind each other. Right in front, Egulator, and right in front of them is Red.
This is definitely shaping up to be a hell of a race tonight. And yeah, Duke Martin is in the chat commenting on Snaker's smoothness of that move there. That was was a great move. Cadwell, man, it's good to see
Definitely.
you in the chat. How are you doing? I have to say, Cadwell, man, you have been killing it on the Ginetta races, man. Fantastic job. Everybody watching, if you haven't watched the Ginetta races, make sure you check them out. Cadwell and Vidix do an amazing job doing the commentary. And I also have to say, the guys in the drivers, not guys, the drivers in the Ginettas, I don't know what to say about them. They're fantastic. The drivers in there have been doing great.
Oh.
And, Mike now back in. Why is he back in the pit?
Mike again inside of the pits. That's the second pits in the last 5 laps. Last 2 laps, actually. And again for tires. I think the pit crew must have put on wrong tires then for him. That's terrible.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Mike, I have not been in your pit. I'm going to go in Bowie's pit tomorrow night, but I'm not messing with y'all's pit crew. Bowie, I'm sorry, man, but I'm gonna screw your pit crew all up.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's the only thing I got.
Oh! Now this is something you don't see every day. Side by side to the long right hand there. Once again, Guri. Wow. Wow. That was amazing.
That How Downforce he's running is definitely paid off for him right there, I believe. That was fantastic. Oh! Snaker's giving it everything he's got, trying to catch back up.
Yeah, it's a straight line speed, Snaker, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Guri, who's now in a podium position.
Yeah, he has now found himself up into third.
For me right now, that was pretty much the overtake of the race for now. We might see some crazy overtakes in the moment, but that was amazing.
Yeah,
Long right-hander on the outside, a little bit of touching even going on, still sticks the move. Amazing job by Guri.
Yeah, I have to say, I think that was probably a perfect example of good, fun contact.
Kmore's in ninth. Sticking behind Egulator, so yeah, still keeping up with each other. And in the meantime, ESR Chef and Hiker are also still going at it. ESR Chef not having the best of races that I would have imagined. It's still great to see that he's still putting on some great lap times as well.
And Napu's in the chat cheering for Alachamps. Yeah, Alachamps he's holding on. Marcos is holding on to that 5-second gap. Alachamps hasn't really managed to increase it much here lately, but if I was a betting man, I would be putting my money on Alachamps tonight, I think. Oh, it's amazing.
A little bit of over.
Oh no, yeah, I was just fixing to say it's amazing how when you get on some of these different camera views, how close you can tell they are actually getting to each other.
And that was just inches apart, I know for a fact. Just like this, pretty much.
Yeah.
Great stuff going on from these guys. Great battles, keeping it clean. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, and Flip says that Alachamps can do it, but Marcos is doing a great job. And yeah, I agree. Unless something really tragic happens, I think I'd put my money on Alachamps for the win at this point.
Marcos and Alachamps are just trading the lap times. I mean, they're only less than a 10th apart from each other according to the last lap times. So.
But now we still have 30 laps left, though, Bowie.
That is definitely true.
Of course, though, I think with most of the drivers in this field, I don't think we're going to see the kind of mistakes that would lead to a dramatic change-up in positions. I think pit stops could be our biggest factor at this point.
Now, Mike not having the best of races. He's now got passed by 8-4. Back in last position where he started, unfortunately.
we're still letting him blame Joe, right?
Oh yeah, we're definitely blaming Joe.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe, but you spoke up about it, so
Yeah. It's also great to hear these engine sounds just roar into the distance. High-pitched engine sounds battling across Road America in the GAVRA League's Ferrari Championship. Great battles going on so far. Like Duke and Kettle actually saying in the chats, it's great battles, great race. It's intense, pretty much. It's an intense race so far. Like I said, Marcus and Alochamps are just trading their lap times at this moment, because last time around Marcus was faster by a 10th, but now Alochamps is faster by a 10th. So it's a very interesting track. Still 5.5 seconds. So a small mistake or a little bit of a bad pit stop going on for Alochamps or Marcus, and he's just lost it. And once again, Marcus with a 10th faster in the last lap. Lap times are just amazing. They're just pretty much the fastest guys on track at this moment. I say that, but actually looking at the time, oh, Kmore's going wide. Keeps it straight. Nobody saw it apart from everybody watching the stream.
Yep.
What I was trying to say actually was that Red was actually putting in the fastest lap times, because he's put in the 57.2 to 3, and Marcus is a 57.241. He's actually putting in the fastest lap times of the race, including Manek at 156.1, and Kmore's goes off track.
Oh yeah, he really got into the gravel pit there.
Terrible stuff to see.
Well, he's
Still keeps
managed
it
to
straight.
hold on to 11th at least, though. How far is he behind? He's not too terrible behind ESR Chef and Hodgker, but I keep going back to it. The drivers that are on the field, though, it's hard to get anywhere with any of them. You can't sit behind them hardly and wait for them to make too much of a mistake. They're just not hardly going to do it. Except for, well, I guess every once in a while, as we just saw.
Right, in the meantime, I'm having a very sore throat, so I'm gonna go and grab something to drink real quick. So,
Alright.
in the meantime, I'll leave you guys to it with this battle going on between ESR Chef and Hiker, and I'll be right back in less than a minute.
Because these two are definitely not gonna let up on each other. We're going to have a little bit of a three-way going on here in just a second with Hodgker, Chef, and Kmers. But as it sits, Alochamps is in the lead, Marcos is in second, Guri69 is in third. He is doing fantastic. Oh, we're seeing some of the drivers already starting to come in for pits there. Yep, Kmers is going to come on in and pit. I'm pretty sure he'll go ahead and take fuel and tires. I'm sure y'all heard me and Bowie talk about the potential of seeing most drivers do a 2 pit stop strategy. It'd be interesting to see if any of them actually go for the 1. I'm thinking most will go for the 2. But yeah, that's Guri in 3rd, Snickers in 4th, Faster is in 5th. Solo is in 6th. He also is having a fantastic night tonight. Red is in 7th. Agulator 8th. Hodgker 9th. ESR Chef's 10th. Manic UK is 11th. Kmers 12th. ID4 is 13th. And Mike HLB is bringing up the rear in 14th. Still not quite able to reel Hodgker in. So we're on lap 15 of 43, so yeah, it should be about that time. Should start seeing more drivers come in for pit stops soon if they're on the 2 pit stop strategy. Unless they plan on pitting pretty close to the end, which would be very, very risky. 15 trying to close in on Solo Solita here.
Yeah.
I wish I'm rooting for Solo Solita, but I have to concede and say that I have a feeling that Red 15 is gonna get this move done on Solo before long.
I think he is. Yeah. Look at the slipstream he's getting.
I was just noticing that. I mean, he really closed in very quickly coming down that straight.
And Solo Solita's got a gap again in the corner. So I think it's the same with Guri and Snaker a few moments ago. Just Solo Solita running. Oh, he's wide. Yep. Solo is wide.
Yeah, that's good. That cost him the position right there. That was just enough of a mistake to let Red 15 in front of him. Oh, man. Oh, poor Manic UK.
I think he's actually pitting
no, wait a minute.
No,
I was thinking it was Mike again for a second. I'm sorry, Bowie and Manic and Mike. I'm sorry to everybody, viewers too. Totally botched that up. Wrong driver. I did. I thought for a second it was Mike coming back in.
If we look at the timings, Mike got a 10-second penalty.
Oh, that's gonna hurt him regardless of where he is. And even if he can catch back up, it's gonna hurt him a lot.
He must have been speeding in the pit lane then, because that's the only reason why I could think of a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, I think that's about what I usually get when I speed in the pit lane. That sounds correct. Oh. Solo is having one hell of a night, Bowie. He's holding on to that middle spot really good. And Red got around him, but he's sitting good in the middle of the pack there.
Oh, definitely. It's a lot better than the last Watkins Glen race he had. That's for sure. But yeah, like I said just before, Solo does have a great pace in any car. He's never. I don't think he's ever really been the top guy to beat, but he's already shown that he has some very good pace to stay within the top 5. And I think he's shown that again right now. I mean, he's still in P7, only 30 seconds behind the leader after 17 laps already. So he's really showing the pace.
I remember covering him, I believe, in the BMW Stance Works and the touring class cars.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much always, like you said, about the top 5.
I've raced with him a long time now, especially on the Project Cars. I think in Project Cars 1 I even remember him racing with. And he's always been a guy that I've been battling with in the seasons that I was in, so he's a really good fighter. He really, like I said, he has the pace to stay within the guys, so he's even keeping up with the Red right now, and I think Red is definitely one of the top tier drivers in this class, so it really shows that he does have a good race this time.
Yeah, Red's pace is just, like I said, but when the race started, Red's pace is just phenomenal. He has been blowing me away with his pace and the way he's came in to this league and pulled out the points. Hotchker made a little bit of a mistake and let Chef get up on him there, didn't he?
Yeah. I think it got a little bit caught up on the curbs on the outside. Oh, on the inside, just a little bit too early on the throttle and just lost it a little bit. And once again, he's just pulling away on the straights, so great battle going on for P9 at the moment between ESR Chef and Hiker. Hiker, the team mod off 8-4. For a team, not a very good race, but still nonetheless a very good race for Hiker nonetheless. LGR Motorsport really showing that they do have the pace around this track, as Hiker actually goes in for the pit.
We've seen 1 or 2 already come in to pit as well. What is it?
It was Manic. Manic came in.
Yeah, Manic came in and pit, and there was one other, when you took off for a second, there was one of those in that 3-way that pulled in and pitted.
Was that K-Morse then?
Actually, you know, it was K-Morse. It was K-Morse that already went in and pit, so, yeah, I think...
I see a little bit down on the timing, so it must have been K-Morse then.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the 2 pit stop strategy that you talked about earlier on starting to come into play now.
It's either the two-stop strategy or a very early one-stop strategy that's happening now. Because given the 43 laps, it's going to be around lap 21, lap 22, where the one-stoppers will be. So this is either a very early one-stopper or a very late two-stopper. Like maybe a little bit of fuel now and then a little bit of fuel in the second stop. Or the tires. Maybe the tires are degrading that bad that they are looking at that. But yeah.
Just making it a little bit wide there, but did a great job of managing to keep his car. Regulator's definitely trying to run Solo Solita down, isn't he?
Yeah, Regulator's really giving it all, trying to stay with Solo Solita here. Regulator, of course, being no, we've called it. We've called it.
I'll take that one.
Put that boot back in your mouth.
Yeah, that was. We'll call that one commentator's curse, and I'll take that one. But the next one's on you, Bowie. That's Joe's taken one. I've taken one. Yeah.
I've had that one in the in another league. To be honest, I was in the chat, and every time I was rooting for someone, they crashed out about 5 times. So I think I've already had that one last week. So I'm happy to keep it with this. To be honest.
But, you know, I have to say, I just looked up at the timings, and Allo Champs is now 8.5 seconds in front of Marcos.
Yeah, Allo Champs is really putting in the pace. I think he's definitely going for the one stop, and I think Marcos as well. I think Marcos is going to be saving a little bit of his tires now. I mean, when I left, the gap was still 5.5 seconds. It's now 8 seconds. So either Marcos has made a little bit of a mistake, or he's just really laying low, because his last lap time was 1.3 seconds slower than Allo Champs is. So I don't know what's going on with the Dutchman, to be honest.
I think he must have made a mistake somewhere, because it looks like Guri is starting to really close in on him there. The gap between Marcos and Guri has gone down to about 3.5 seconds, where it was farther on up. It was closer to about 5 seconds as well.
And Guri is really putting in a great race, to be honest.
He is.
He's one of the guys that was always around the top 10, I think. But he really has a great race. He's on the podium at this moment of time. So for now, I think for me personally, the man of the race is going to be Guri for now.
Yeah, no, even if he finishes on the podium, I think he is definitely a prime candidate for driver of the day. So yeah, everybody watching, you know, check out the drivers, and when we get down to about lap 38, we'll ask y'all to go ahead and decide who the driver of the day is, just so I have enough time to get everything loaded up. Yeah.
Actually, looking at the timings, Allo Champs' and Marcos's lap times last time around were 158.1, both, a few hundreds apart. Guri's last lap time was a 156.6.
So Guri is definitely, he's picking up the pace then.
He's definitely still on some very good pace. Really, almost cursing him there, to be honest. He's really putting in some very good pace. Really pushing it, you could see it. He almost lost it there. He's really going every inch of the track that he can. Blocking up the wheels as we speak. Trying to get closer to the Dutchman in P2. He really wants to get more than he's already got.
I think as long as he doesn't overdrive the car at this point and keeps doing exactly what he's doing, he's gonna find, yeah, he's already, what is that, 1.5 seconds now from Marcos?
He's only, about 1 second off now, 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, so he's closed that gap up pretty quick there.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Kind of makes, I wonder if Allo Champs and Marcos's tires maybe are just falling off the cliff a little faster than Guri's.
I think they are. I think, if I'm honest, I think Allo Champs and Marcos have been pushing it a little bit too much in the beginning stages, that Guri is now just finding the pace. Even last time around, Allo Champs has a 58.0 and Marcos a 58.7. And Guri a 57.9. He was 1/10 faster than Allo Champs, but almost a full second, 8/10 faster than Marcus in the last lap, and he's already caught up to the back of him.
Oh, and I'm looking down there. Red just set a 1:55.9. I mean, he's got a 6-second gap to faster, but I mean, he's definitely trying to close that on up as well. This is, I think, yeah, you've got us in the. Oh, I was talking. I was gonna have to take responsibility for that one again.
Yeah, you need to shut up.
Bally, I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna leave this with you for a minute.
All right, yeah. So I've taken over the control. We're gonna watch.
Well, you know, it's oh, yeah. Oh no, yeah. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm not even looking. Bally, this is on you.
In the meantime, I'm talking with tortilla chips in my mouth, but it's fine. I see Geary right behind Marcus, really putting in some pace, really showing that he has the pace. Last time around, like I said, 8/10 faster than Marcus, the Dutchman. And now Geary really showing the pace that he's less than a 10th away now at this point. Pretty much the next straight could be his, otherwise on the inside of some sort. On this track, as he tries to go for it. Trying to show to Marcus that he is there. Marcus gets caught up on the curb on the outside, almost losing it. Trying to stay in front of Geary, who has pretty much the race of his life, and Geary's on the outside. They actually touch going into the final turn, and Marcus is going really slow. He must be going into the pits, and he does. But Geary also, so this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting to see what the pit strategy is going to be like.
Yeah, it almost looked like Geary decided right there at the last second, yes, I'm going to dive in right behind him to keep this thing going. Which I think was a pretty good move. They should come right back out on top of each other. We've got, who is this? Is this Faster and Alex?
It's Faster. Faster and
oh,
was it again? Snaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Snaker.
Oh.
You really need to mute your mic, mate. I mean,
I know. Wait a minute. Why is it all on me all of a sudden? It was your turn to take responsibility.
Definitely not.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not taking any blame for that one.
Yeah, that was definitely...
Marcus is on the run again, but Geary is still in.
Oh. Geary maybe taking more fuel, gonna stay out for the distance,
He's also on the run again. Oh, there's Marcus. Marcus is in now. Geary is out. Now let's see. Marcus, where's Marcus? They're not letting him down again. Marcus is still stuck in the pits. They seem to struggle with the fuel. He's still caught up in there. They're not letting him go. Geary's already back on track, but Marcus is still in the pit box.
Maybe Marcos has a little bit more damage than what we can actually
there we go.
see, but it really didn't look like he had any body damage to his car or anything.
Oh, definitely not. In the meantime, Geary is already in turn 2. Marcus is just now leaving the pits, actually. Wow.
Oh, that right there, that's a perfect example of how anything can happen and how much pit stops can truly affect the race.
And the race leader is in also.
On lap 20. Yeah, I think Alechamps is definitely going to try to go for the one stop here.
He's definitely one stopping. Yeah. Now in the meantime, Faster is coming in also. Snaker also. Red also. Egulator. What's Egulator going to do? He's going to stick around for one more lap, or is he going to go inside as well? He's going in as well, so...
I think that was...
He's our chefs coming around.
Alright, so if I'm understanding this right, Bowie, Geary really needs to... If he can get around the track before they get back out...
10-second penalty for Faster.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's going to hurt him a lot.
In the meantime, Alechamps
is on the move.
Almost back on track again. Geary is now coming into the final 2 corners. Alechamps is still going to have the lead. Behind him is Red. Faster is out now also. Faster is going to be P2, I think.
Come on, Geary.
He is. Geary now getting on the finish straight.
this is going to be close.
Faster now leaving. Faster is now leaving. There goes Guri. Red now leaving as well. There goes Guri on the left side, right side of the screen. There he goes. Guri in P3 at the moment of time. Great stuff.
And of course, Faster, as you just said a second ago, Faster with the 10-second penalty. That's gonna set Guri in a very, very nice spot at the moment for second place. What is that, a 4-second gap? So he doesn't need to pass him, he just needs to stick behind him.
Keep in mind, Marcus was in second, but everybody's pitted now, and he's in 7th.
Marcos's pit stop really did hurt him there. I wonder what happened on that one. Maybe more fuel than everybody else took, or I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe he had some
great
damage.
battles in the meantime. Look at this.
Oh, Snaker and Manic.
Snaker and Manic, but also Snaker and Iker. Ooh, almost touching each other. Just in time braking for the turns, not hitting each other. But this is a great battle. This is a great battle between 5 different drivers. Let's put it out there. 5 different drivers. Look at this going on. 4 drivers within 1 second of each other.
Oh.
On the inside there is Marcus, Hiker, Snaker, and Manic UK all going for each other. And everybody gets caught up there. Everybody gets caught up there. That was on Snaker. I'm not even gonna lie. From my perspective, that looked on Snaker. A little bit too fast into the turn. Locks his wheels up. Didn't notice that they were battling that hard, slowing it that much down. And Snaker gets caught up.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna hurt him on the long run, especially given the damage that these cars are gonna be getting.
Yeah, and it definitely looks like he took a good bit of front aero damage on that one. Oh yeah, that front left looks pretty beat up there. Yeah, Duca. Yeah, I think he just had to stick in there for some repairs or something. Is what we saw happen to Marcos. I think he just had some damage that we weren't seeing. That's about the only thing that I can think of that would actually make sense. In Aluchamps though, back on top. 16-second lead. 16 seconds. What the hell?
It's pretty much like 8/10 a lap, at least, if he was pulling out then. I mean, 24 laps, 16 seconds. Sounds about right.
Man, they literally were right there behind him. Guri and Marcos were right on his tail. They weren't that far behind him. What was it? It was only about a 5-6 second gap, I think, before they pitted.
That was about 5.5, maybe 8 seconds. And Guri was right behind Marcos as well. And even Guri got caught up because of it, because, Snaker went a little bit wide there. Manic is now all over the back. Like I said, yeah, Marcos was in second. Guri was right behind him, actually. And now Faster's actually gone past both of them.
And it looks like...
So this is great to see.
Yeah,
Faster had a great pit stop.
Am I seeing that right? Red's right there, basically right on top of Guri as well, almost.
There's about 1.5 seconds between Guri and Red at the moment, but Red is having also a little bit of trouble with K-Morse behind Red, because he's in 5th and almost catching up to him. So less than a second now between Red and K-Morse. In the meantime, this battle is going on for 9th between Snaker and Manic UK. And also the great battle going on between Marcus and Hiker. Marcus, of course, trying to get back on top, but lost a few positions because of that somehow horrendous pit stop, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. Something was definitely odd with that pit stop there.
Marcos just can't get past, doesn't have the straight line speed compared to Hiker. In the meantime, K-Morse 6/10 apart from Red, wanting the P4. K-Morse having a very good race as well, to be honest.
Well, K-Morse says he's proven himself time and time again to be one of those we can always count on having a really good race.
Yeah, definitely.
I have say, to see him tied up with red 15 right here, I really am at a loss as who I think will come out on top, given the talent of the two drivers. It looks like red is pulling away from him a little bit there, though.
Oh.
Which this is definitely helping Guri out with these two tied up with each other. It's letting Guri stay a little bit ahead of them.
Yeah, Guri's doing everything he can to just get away from them and get closer to faster.
Yeah, he really needs to keep within those few seconds of faster. He doesn't need to worry about... Oh, right into the gravel pit.
I just saw it happen. Braked in the grass, something you don't want to be doing with any car. Tried to get it back straight again, but then there's only grass and gravel afterwards. Just lost it. And luckily enough, got able to get out of that gravel trap. Now he's down in 10th. Terrible stuff.
He's going to find himself with ESR Chef right there behind him, putting pressure on him before long if he isn't careful.
Yep, that's definitely true. Only 1 second apart from each other. Also, Snaker and Manic also still 5/10 apart from each other in 8th and 9th position. Also a great battle going on between them. And for the rest, there's not really any battles going on, to be honest. Champs is still leading this race with an immense 16.5 seconds lead over Faster, who has the 10-second penalty because of, we think, speeding in the pit lane. And Guri in 3rd having a great race, even catching up to Faster, because it was 5 times faster in the last lap time going around. K-Moore is right behind, 4 seconds apart in 4th, also a great race. Red also getting back up there in 5th, but also from Egulator, to be honest, Egulator, I think he had a very good race. I mean, he was in last also at some point and also back in 6th.
It's like the pit stops worked out really good for Alochamps. It put him with a massive lead, but Solo ended up down into 12th, where he was in the middle of the pack after the pit stops. Solo was still having a really good race, though, I think.
Oh, definitely.
He's going to be hard pushed, though, to catch up with Chef. Both of those drivers have amazing pace. ID4. Oh, man.
ID4 is not having the best of races. Pretty much like Solo was last time around on Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
That's what happens to ID4 at this point. It's a real shame. Normally has quite the pace. It's only a quick repair stop, it seems. A little bit of fuel as well. Terrible stuff. Terrible to see. Almost 4 minutes behind the leader now, but still running strong. All 14 drivers still running around. Apart from, of course, Dr. Fiend and Flip, who got the connection issues joining the session, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was just going to say, once we actually managed to get the lobby up and running, it's held in very stable. It was just the initial trying to get everybody in was where we seem to have the most issues tonight.
Yeah.
All the drivers still doing really good tonight, though. This is a really tough track. Road Atlanta, I've always found to be very difficult.
It looks a lot easier than it really is once you're driving.
Oh yeah, it really does. You look at the picture of it and you're like, oh, that'll be boring. It's so easy. Yeah, sure.
And it's pretty much just like Monaco, one little mistake and you're off. Pretty much just like K-Morse is doing right now, I guess.
Yeah, the little small mistakes are, even if it's not brutal on your car and you don't wreck your car, it is just devastating to your lap times. Just little small mistakes.
Especially curbs are very dangerous. Like we just saw K-Morse just riding the curb on the outside. Fine for now, but a little bit more to the left and you just lose it.
Yeah, I've noticed that the curbs on this track are really bad about once you get your tire over the outside edge, it really hooks your tire and doesn't want to turn loose, so you have a very hard time trying to get your car back on the track. I mean, even the spots with a little bit of extra concrete for runoff, once you get over that curb lip, it is tough.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's these curbs are the kind of curbs that if once you get over it, don't try and get back on track. Because once you do, that's when the problems happen. If you just go until the end of the curbs, if you can call it that, and then go back on track, that's probably the safest thing to do.
What is it? Rapuna. I can't remember which turn number it is, but it's the fast left-hander. I think it's like turn 4. And it's about like that. If you get a little over the edge of the curb, the best thing you can do is just keep your car straight and ride on the grass a little bit and just very easily ease back over. But if you try to snatch your car back over, that's it.
Yeah. I think that's like turn 3 or something, turn 2 or turn 3. I mean, that is Mike?
Oh, yes, it was.
Was it Mike? No, it's not. Who was that? Was it Manic going slow? It was.
He's still having a pretty good race, though. He's sitting in P10.
Still in P10? Yeah.
Chef still hasn't managed to quite catch up with him, but it looks like that little mistake has definitely opened the door for Chef to reel him on in, though.
I think Manic just went a little bit too early on the gas, a little bit too much on the gas. Spun it around, and that cost him at least one spot, I know, to Marcus. And once again, a little bit wide, and there goes Red, or Chef, sorry, on the inside and past. I've seen Chef have a very good high speed, so interesting to see if Manic can catch up to him. Doesn't look like it.
No, Chef is one of those, once he gets around you, he can be hard to catch up with.
Oh.
Ooh, we got K-Morse trying
Red's actually caught up.
Yeah, I believe we'll see Red going for this move here in just a second.
Red is all over the back of K-Morse now. Wrong right-hander. See what the downforce does. Looks like K-Morse is running a little bit more downforce because he seems to be a little bit pulling away. Which means Red is probably going to be a little bit faster on the straights, so it's going to be interesting how they end up in this right-hander coming up.
Wasn't it? It was Red and Guri that we saw battling it out for so long, and Red was pulling away on the straights, but then Guri was just catching right back up to him.
Oh!
And there it is.
Small mistake from K-Morse, and it cost him the P4.
Yeah, as we were just saying, we know Red's got the straight.
And he goes in.
Oh, K-Morse is going to go in and pit, though. Doesn't look like so. K-Morse must definitely be going for the 2 pit stop strategy then.
He does seem to have a little bit of damage on the left front, if you ask me. Looks like there's a little bit of scratching going on. No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell.
Mike is also in, as you can see. Tires are going to be changed. No, tires are not going to be changed. There's a little bit of fuel, I guess. Fuel is being put in. Very weird to see. Very weird.
Yeah. We're on lap 30, so they've got 13 laps left. So, yeah, we're at that window, or getting at that window where I figured the drivers going for the 2 pit stop strategy would be coming on in any time now.
And also very interesting to keep an eye out on the differences between Faster and Guri, because Faster of course has that 10-second penalty, which means Geary has to be 10 seconds behind, but it's only 8 seconds now between Faster and Geary.
Yeah, Faster's he's getting that gap on up little by little, but Geary's doing a damn good job of holding in there and keeping that gap pretty close. 13 laps left though, Bowie. The pace Faster is going. Faster, I think, has a chance of getting past that 10-second penalty.
I think that's the reason why he called himself Faster.
Yeah. He earned his name. I covered him in 2 of the touring class seasons, and in the touring class cars, he was extremely tough to beat.
See a random message pop up in the chat. Thanks, Andy. Love you too, mate. I mean, the difficult part about these races, though, I always find, is that these are very long. The Ferraris are the longest races of the current championships we have.
Yes, they are. Next to that is, well, I guess the GT3s with us on Fridays. But we only do 1 hour, and they're doing, I guess they do anywhere from an hour 20 to an hour 30 minutes, I believe, is about what the Ferrari runs.
Yeah, I think somewhere around there. Given the fact that these are 2 minutes, 2 minutes times 45, you can do the maths.
Yeah. And it looks like K-Morse managed to pick up a penalty somewhere, so we've now got Faster, K-Morse, and I believe it is, which one is that? Is it Manic? Yes. Or it could be
Snaker and Manic. Manic is in the pits. Oh, Mike has the penalty, yeah.
Yeah, Mike has a penalty. K-Morse picked up a penalty. Snaker. Oh, shit. All 3 of them with a 10-second penalty, Bowie.
They've all been speeding in the pit lane. They've all been very bad boys.
Oh.
Naughty boys. Gonna have to go to Gavra about that one. Gonna get a spanking.
That can be the only thing that K-Morse picked up. I thought maybe he had just picked up maybe a second or 2 for going a little wide on one of the turns or something like that. I did not expect that 10-second penalty.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I think he might have got like a track penalty or something, but no. A full-on 10-second penalty.
Oh, yeah.
So for now, that actually would drop in 1 position. Because he's 1 minute 20 behind Allo Champs. And 4 seconds behind him is Solo. And then 30 seconds behind him is Manic. So he only loses 1 position, but still very costly, of course, for the standings with those points. Hiker also. Because either the 2 stops going on now, or the guys definitely have some damage.
But his car looks good. He's not taking tires.
I mean, look, we had that touch, of course, with Snaker, Manic, Hiker, and I believe it was Marcus, of course.
Yeah.
I think they all. Yeah, he's out already again. So it must have been like a small damage or something. He's even flying around, so he definitely has some hacks going on for me.
Oh, it looks like the pit crew managed to finally get the jack out from up under his car there. Yeah, they had me worried as well. Yeah. I was concerned.
Oh,
Solo
to see that again.
In. Yeah, I think we're definitely seeing a lot of the drivers going to go for the 2 pit stop strategy. But Bowie, I'm just surprised to see so many of them taking fuel and not tires.
I think they're running the hard tires. I guess given the fact that the temperatures are so low that the tire degradation is not that bad as we imagined. I mean, if you're running with the hards are definitely not a very good tire to run around. They have a very not that much grip, as I've noticed on Kota as well when I drove these cars. But the softs seem to be running very, very degraded very fast. But apparently the guys are still putting it very good. I mean, no tire changes, only fuel and repairs. So must be very good.
Hey, Bowie, you've got another big fan in the chat.
I forgot. I'm not the one you guys should be focused on. It's more of the drivers that you should be focused on, but sure. I'll take the fans. just have my own groupie in the meantime.
Yeah. Well, everybody needs a good groupie. Yeah.
Well, it depends on who they are, because I know these lads and I don't want.
No, I actually have I actually have a person groupie. And it's actually a female, but she is a handful.
Is it also named your ex or no?
It's one of those exes that doesn't always go away. You know, some of them are like boomerangs. You know, you keep throwing them away, and no matter what you do, they come back and hit you in the face. I do have to say though that she is one of the, she's one of the few that I would actually let come back around. But yeah, she is a handful.
I think that's pretty much the quote of the year, to be honest. Exes are like boomerangs; they keep coming back
and hitting you in the face. Bowie, I could tell you stories.
Just leave them. Not on the stream. Just leave them. It's too much. We don't have 10 more laps. We only have 10 more laps. It's not enough. Man, I could do my full relationship story in like 10 seconds. That's it.
Oh no, not me. It would take me a while.
For not thinking about. In the meantime, that we're not looking at our relationship statuses in a moment. Guri is still putting in some very fast lap times, but he's dropped the pace. He's outside of the 10 seconds from faster.
Oh no!
He's done the 59.9 compared to a 56.3 of faster. And it's only 2 seconds now between Guri and Red. So there he is, Red flying in the background. Sure. He's closing in on Guri, trying to get that P3 in the last 9 laps of this race, going on for the Ferrari Championship. Who's that just ahead then? That is Guri.
Yeah.
That was Egulator flying in the background then, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe
Might
it
have been
is,
someone who's flying around.
What is it? Egulator's got a 7-second gap to Red, but yeah, no, you're right. Red is really trying to close it up on Guri at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's really close now. And given the fact that these guys have been battling for a few laps a few laps ago, actually, around the 20 laps in. So it's very interesting to see how these guys are going to fare up against each other, because you've seen that Giri is running with a higher downforce, so he has the pace in the corners. But Red actually has a lot of top speed. I mean, look at him. He's already closing up to the back. He's all over the back of Giri now. Guri's almost off, so this is very close to see.
That may have been the little mistake that does it, Bowie.
But he is. Really putting in some very good pace.
Guri's got to get that exit. Yeah, he got the exit right. He really needed to do.
Yeah, Duke Martin also shouting it now in the chat. Faster covering his 10-second penalty to keep off P2. That is right.
Yeah, I mean, big time he is. He did it pretty quick, though. I think it has something to do with the fact that Guri is now having to fend off Red.
I mean, Guri is having a very bad time at the moment. His last lap time was more than 2 minutes. 2:09.
Oh, I did not see that.
And Elo Champs and Faster and Red, they're all still putting in 56, 57, 58. So I think his tires are really going down at this point of time from Guri.
Could be if he's trying. He's only pitted one time. If he's going for just the one pit, which I guess most of the leaders have gone for just the one pit stop strategy. Then I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Bowie, with his tires.
I don't know what's going on with Guri, to be honest. I mean, he has pitted, of course, but it just doesn't seem that good. I'm honest. His pace is still there. I mean, he's still faster than Red at the moment of time, but for how long?
I think it could be just a matter of time. If his tires are going the way we think they are, then and with the speed advantage Red has going down the straights, we could see him take it. Oh, okay, I think that is a back marker.
Yeah, that is Mike.
Oh.
Mike having some damage at the front again. Looks like a very much damage at the front. Look at that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
entire front is just bent.
Oh.
Must have had a huge hit somewhere then. Oh, he's going sideways again. Watch out, mate, because the faster guys are coming around.
Oh, that's when
Here
it
he
gets
goes.
really bad, too, because you're trying to keep control of your car the best you can and try to stay everybody's way, but it's being totally unpredictable on you.
Yep. The Mike is really slow, so he must have a lot of damage, to be honest. Oh, that's very close. Who was that then? Was that Soda Slita again? It is.
Oh,
Soda Slita is spinning again.
So
Terrible
yeah,
stuff from him.
yeah, his pit strategy has definitely hurt him at the end of the race. The first half of the race for Solo Solita was fantastic. But yeah, his pit stops have definitely worked against him.
Oh. Both drivers got caught up on the curves there, but in the meantime, Geary has also found his pace again. Because he's put in pretty much the same lap time as Red did last time around. So it's going to be all down to these two guys who gets the final spot on the podium with only, my maths are not right, but 7 laps to go.
Yep.
Very interesting to see how this battle is going to be faring up in the final stages of this race. Of course, Faster has the 10-second penalty ahead, and he doesn't have the have the room anymore to go any faster. I mean, he has the 15-second gap, almost 20-second gap, to be honest, almost. So I think he's pretty much happy with that pace. He still wants the P1, but I think that's not capable for him anymore. But I'm also sad to inform you guys that Mike has retired from this race.
Oh, I can't necessarily blame him. I don't think that. But he was right here at the very end.
I think it's all Joe's fault, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just gonna say, I think, but he's definitely earned. Mike definitely still earned himself in the nomination for Driver of the Day, in my opinion. So I think that the two I'm gonna nominate are gonna be Guri and Mike. And from there, I'll leave it up to the viewers and you, Bally.
Yeah, I think, like I said just before, I think for me, nominating one person, pretty much, in my opinion, and it's definitely Guri. I mean, he's really shown everyone here that he still has some amazing pace to keep up with these top-tier guys in this championship.
Oh, he is slaying it tonight. I mean, his pace has been absolutely fantastic.
I mean, Red has been around from pretty much the start, I believe, of the GAVRA racing community. And I've raced with him a very long time in very different championships, and he's a very fast guy to try and beat. But Gary just fends him off like it's nothing, to be honest. I mean, he's just driving off in the corners. And then the top speed from Red comes again, and he closes it. But then the turns happen again, and then Gary's gone again. It's pretty much like a cat and a mouse game now. You can even see Red just going wide, trying to get closer to Gary. But I think I think it's too late for Red, to be honest.
It's gonna be tight. I mean, I think he's still got the laps, but as long as Guri keeps up the fantastic defense he's doing right now, then yeah, I guess I have to side with you on that then, Bally. Because he is doing a great job of keeping him fended off, but Red's speed down this straight is what I keep seeing.
Here we go. "285 kilometers an hour was the peak for me.
Good lord.
I don't know what the miles an hour that is for you, but it's very, very fast.
I believe when I looked up and looked over there, it was about 170 something miles per hour. It's like he's doing.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
170 right now. He just hit 170, 175. He hit 176.
Only 2 kilometers an hour less than the other straight. That's insane.
One,
Oh, poor Geary.
Yeah, he broke from 176 all the way down to 40 coming into that turn. That is massive deceleration.
Just be happy that your brakes are not failing at that speed then, because you...
Oh yeah, just definitely, you're braking like that. Last thing you want to do is cook your brakes and have those fail.
I mean, if you look at this right now, you can see Geary just pulling away again. The gap was about 7/10 of a second before they got into that long right-hander. And it was 1 full second once they got out of it. It really shows how much Red is pushing and how much Geary is pushing, of course, so... Great stuff from both these drivers, really showing us a great battle going on. Very interesting battle. They're not side by side the entire time, but it's going to be very interesting, like who makes a small mistake, who can capitalize, who can be the faster guy out of these two.
And except for just the very middle of the race, they've been on top of each other literally the entire race too.
Mm-hmm. Now, Geary actually was 3/10 faster in the last lap. The gap is still only 0.8 of a second.
Oh, wow, Solo's back in the pit for some reason.
Yes, he is. Solo's not having the best of races either. Looked very promising from the start on, but it just seemed like the pit stop phases are not doing any good to him.
No.
He might have to fire his pit crew once again.
I think he does. I was just fixing to say, Solo, I have not been in your pit. Once again, I'm saving it all for Bowie's pit crew tomorrow night.
I think we're going to blame this one on Joe as well, to be honest.
Oh,
Oh, the 1/10 apart now. Very close to each other. Now down, back up to 0.5 of a second, but Red really showing the pace. And if you look at the gap, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7/10 coming into this. 7/10. If you look how much speed Geary has through the turns, it's insane. It's like I said, it was 7/10 when they got in. It's 1 full second now that they've come out of. So Geary gained 0.3 of a second in that one right-hander alone. That's how much downforce he's running compared to Red.
yeah, he's
And if
doing
you look back on the straights, he's back at 7/10 again. So Red really has the top speed.
and he is doing everything he can to hold on to that position too.
Well, definitely, and only 4 laps now as they cross the finish line. 4 laps to go in this race. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that weak break is exactly what Guri needed. Because I mean, he really has came back with all of it. He's putting on a fantastic race tonight.
Oh, definitely, definitely. If you look at how Geary was performing before the break week, he was still putting in some very good races for himself. But I think this is the complete new Geary, and I'm really looking forward to see how he's going to fare up against the rest of the season, to be honest.
Oh yeah, if he keeps this right, if he keeps this up, some of the guys on the top are really going to have their hands full with him.
Oh, definitely. In all honesty, I think a race win for Geary is a little bit too early on now, but I definitely think he's going to be battling for a few podiums in the rest of the season.
This is just so tight to call with the 3 laps left. I don't know, Bowie. I don't know if Red's going to manage to get by him or not.
I don't know either, but it's looking very promising, including this battle going on between Izarshev and K-Morse. Actually, Izarshev went a little bit wide there. I don't know what happened. He has a lot of damage on the front.
Yeah, it did look like he got just a little bit squirrely coming out of that one turn.
There's somebody going slow up ahead. It's Marcus! Marcus having a terrible race. He lost his rear wing. Oh, there he goes again.
No. Oh, poor Marcos.
It's a terrible race for the HLB guys. First Mike having a quite dreadful race, to be honest, having to retire from the race. And Marco's having a very good race. He was up in third, up in second actually.
For most of the race, yes.
Yeah. And his pit crew unfortunately had a very bad pit stop and put him down into ninth again. But now,
yeah,
man, he just lost it. I don't know what happened. I just saw a very slow yellow car up ahead. But man.
Yeah, I think a lot of the drivers are going to be having some very choice words with their pit crew after this race is over.
First of all, I think Solos and Marcus are going to be gone.
Yeah, no, I agree. They need to just completely fire their crews and get somebody else's. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe they should talk to Guri, see if maybe Guri's guys, you know, have a couple of buddies.
Yeah, all Fasters.
You know, yeah.
Faster had a great pit stop. Oh.
This is going to be tight between these two. It almost looks like both are scared at this point to push that little extra bit for fear of really tossing the car right here at the end of the race.
Well, if you look at Red right now, he almost lost it there coming into the fast right hander. He almost got caught up on the curb there. But I think they're still battling it on, and the gap is now only 5/10, 6/10 of a second, especially with Guri making a mistake like that. The gap's only 4/10 of a second now, 3/10 of a second going up to the straight. It's going to be very interesting. Red is going to have a very lot of slipstream here on the straight. Only 4/10 now. Interesting to see what's going to happen now. Here we go again with the slipstream. You can see him closing in a lot. Guri already going a little bit defensive, showing that he knows that Red is there.
They're going to have it right down to the line. If Red is going to be going for a move, he's going to have to be going for it pretty soon. He's only got about a lap and a half to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially looking here on the straight. It seems like Guri doesn't have the best of X's in this turn. Just like now. Woo! And Red gets past. But Guri is still there. Oh, Red goes.
From what I could see on my camera, it didn't look like any contact, but the way Red's car spun, it almost looked like he may have got a little bump.
Red lost the wing.
Oh, that's gonna hurt him so bad. Oh.
I saw Red backing up full speed, and he just got into the barrier with his rear. There he goes again. Yeah. Oh, that's so sad to see. That is so sad to see.
Oh man! All
there
right,
he goes again.
So Bowie, what do you think about this then? Since Guri is now sealed in for the third position, what if we just move Red over to driver of the day?
Well, he's having a very hard time trying to get his car straight, so.
Yeah,
I'm still going with Guri as driver of the day. There we go. Again. This is terrible to see.
Yeah, he's just, once that rear wing's gone, you literally have, that's it. You can't hardly touch the gas without that thing spinning around, unfortunately. Oh, that was bad. That was devastating. It was hard to tell if maybe there was a little contact, or if he just got on the gas just a little too hard. I know that's one of those turns right there that it's very easy to give it just a little bit too much gas and it'll spin you right around.
Oh yeah, definitely. And in the meantime, we've actually started the last lap. Champs is coming into the final few sectors now. Guri is now set into third. 1 liter of fuel left. So this is going to be very interesting. He might not even make the finish.
Oh shit! Guri, you better make that finish. I just duplicated your graphic and everything so I could have your car on 2 different places on the screen.
In the meantime, it looks like Red has actually retired from the race as well, to be honest. Oh, this is going to be terrible. He's not going to make it. He's actually not going to make it.
Oh, no.
0.2 liters.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
0.0. He's gone.
Oh, no.
He's gone. And so does Solita as well.
Oh.
Look.
Oh, my God.
Oh, there's teammates.
Oh, man. Yeah, it looked like Solo just didn't expect Guri to be... Oh,
And Guri can't do anything. He doesn't have fuel. He's just stuck in the middle of the track.
Oh,
this
Guri.
is terrible. This is terrible.
Oh. Yeah, that is... Oh, man. And
In the meantime...
Such a
In the meantime, our
race.
congratulations to Alochamps for winning the race. I mean, he's absolutely busted. He's absolutely busted this race.
Oh,
From
yeah.
pole position up until the finish, leading the race, not even losing it a single time.
Yeah,
Massa also having a great race in second. Coming out of nowhere, pretty much. Aguilera getting himself back up there once again, up into third. And what a shame for Gure.
Oh, I'm devastated for him, man. I mean, I am very...
There he is.
I'm absolutely gutted for him.
People are still trying to get past, but man.
Oh, man, his race was so good tonight. You know, he is... Man, if I was him, there probably wouldn't be anything in my house that would be safe at the moment except for my dogs. That's cause that's because they're smart and they run when I start throwing stuff. Oh, God, that was absolutely terrible. Oh, but it did give, I guess it gave Aguilera the third, though. Man.
Yeah, like I said, Alochamps busted faster with the P2 out of nowhere, pretty much. Just since the pit stop phase, he got into second and nailed that.
Yeah, that was terrible for Guri 69, man. Oh. And
K-Morse, the 10-second penalty, P5, great stuff from him. Sola Slita with a 50-second penalty. Don't know where he got that one from, but sure. Guri's still stuck in sixth. I mean, he still gets sixth, I think.
I hope so.
Everybody else is finished. Chef has lost his right rear wheel.
Chef,
But
I don't think Chef had much of a car there.
I think he pretty much just had the chassis and that's it. And here we have it. Alochamps wins the race from leading from pole position. Teammates faster and Aguilera rounding out the podium, P2 and P3. Hiker and K-Morse having a great race in P4 and P5. Guri, shame for the DNF in the end, but great race from him. Definitely drive of the day for me in P6. Izar Chef in 7th, Manic in 8th, Snaker in 9th, Marcus rounding up the top 10, Heidi 4 in 11th, Solo Slita in 10th, and I believe Mike and Red are rounding out the retirements from this race. And there you have it.
Oh man, yeah, I have to say, Bobby, that was a hell of a race, but damn, I am gutted for Guri. Yeah, and Joe Black just chimed in the chat, says that is probably one of the best races he has seen in GAVRA in quite a while.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was right there at the end. That Bowie, I mean, I guess it goes without saying, but I mean, you definitely did not expect to see that at all, just like me, did you?
I've even had a few people ask, like at home, like a few phone to friends, to say what the end of the race is going to be like, and they all did not expect this. I can tell you that.
No, that last little bit with Red 15 getting the damage, and then Guri with the fuel. Oh man. And I hope it actually gives him the 6th place and not the DNF that the game is reporting. I mean, he finished.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh no,
that's a shame.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Some of the drivers really made great use of the break week and came back out swinging, and I guess a couple of the drivers really the brake week wasn't quite so kind on them, apparently.
Definitely not. No, especially for Geary.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
in
no, I
fair
mean,
to
yeah,
say,
he
I think
came out
everybody can.
swinging.
I think everybody can just say that Geary pretty much just was driver of the day for everybody. I can pretty much just say it now.
I think
He had a
so.
great race, showed the pace. He was able to keep up with Red, who really is a driver to beat and is very difficult. And just to finish like this is it's terrible. It's happened to me as well in the GT4s a few seasons back on Austria on the Red Bull Ring. Final lap after the second straight, I just lose fuel. Can't do anything about it.
I think I've done it at least once. I didn't add in enough fuel to account for a couple of off tracks and the extra fuel that actually uses up.
Exactly.
And it was close to the end of the race, and I ran out of fuel not that far from the line. About like
Yeah.
Guri did tonight. But yeah, for me it literally was. I think I had taken into account maybe 3 off tracks, and I ended up making a bunch of mistakes. So, needless
Yeah.
to say, it cost me a lot of fuel. But,
That's what I
yeah.
had as well in that race. It was terrible to see.
Oh, but yeah, Guri just.
Now,
I mean,
also,
he killed it tonight, though. He had an amazing night.
just to mention it, we didn't mention it at all this stream, I think. But there's also an anniversary, isn't there, tonight?
Yes, they were running the anniversary race for the F1 2019. That may actually still be on as soon as we get done and wrap this up. I'm hoping I can maybe catch it, at least the tail end of it. And everybody watching, don't leave us yet. But as soon as we wrap it up, y'all check it out. It'll be on the GAVRA YouTube channel as well, and it should be really good. I think, what was it? I think 4 different races, 4 short races tonight for them.
Actually, don't know, but what I am seeing is that there's still a race. So, everybody who's still watching here, be sure to check out that one. There's 15 people watching that one right now. The 5th anniversary race of GAVRA Racing. There's still some action going on there. Race is about to start, I believe.
Oh,
Be sure
nice.
to go and check that one out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. Yeah, 5-year anniversary. It ought to. They should have some really good races. That the F1 2019 has really been taking off here lately.
It really has, yeah. A lot of F1 fans really trying to show everybody who's the best. I've driven the game a few times myself. I just couldn't get the hang of it. But it's great to see that everybody on there really can, and great to see some awesome battles on there as well. So really great stuff from them.
I think sim games really, they don't differ too much in what I would call, I guess, flavor from one game to the next, but each sim title definitely has its own flavor, and me, like you, the F1 games just weren't quite my thing, but they really do look fantastic.
Yeah.
And the work they
Yeah.
put into them, with the amount of work the drivers have to do with managing everything as they're going around the track with their fuel usage and traction control and their ABS and tires and all that is very impressive, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's probably one of the things that F1 just puts out apart from any other game, the tire management. I mean, on a game like Project Cars on here, it's so much more different than it is on a game like iRacing and Formula One, of course. It's all different. It's great to see that everybody's still putting out some different things. It's also to point out that we haven't yet already. Next week, I believe it is, the Dirt Rally 2.0 is going to be free on the PlayStation Plus. So everybody who has PlayStation Plus, be sure to download it because GAVRA Racing is going to be starting a championship on that. So be sure to keep an eye out on that one. If you like rallying, be sure to download the game next week and to take part in the GAVRA Racing Championships. I think the first event is going to be in Greece, I saw somewhere. So yeah, keep an eye out on the website for that then, I guess.
Well, Bowie, I live in the southern part of the United States and way out here in the country, so you know I'm all about hauling ass down some little dirt roads.
Oh, that's the same for me here, to be honest. And what's
Yeah,
more fun than driving a very bad, shitty car around some very bad, shitty roads?
exactly. And just hoping that you don't mess it up.
And if you do, it's fine because the car is only $10.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
It actually costs you more to get the car back to your house after you wreck it than you paid for the whole car.
That is true, but
Yeah,
that's something else.
yeah, yep.
Something we don't talk about. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess for me, everybody, make sure you go to the website, check it out. It's gavraracing.altervista.org. There is tons of information on there, just like what Bowie was just talking about, the new season of the Dirt Rally, among a few other things on there, along with a link to the Discord channel and a link to the Patreon site if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. We are, after all, completely community driven. It is drivers, commentators, the administrators, and of course, y'all, the viewers, that donate your time to make this happen for all of us. Um, and I guess for me, my biggest thanks goes out to the administrators and Gavranovic himself this week. And Valley, I'll shut up and leave it with you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Duke said, it's the 5-year anniversary, so a really big thing to just stand still for everybody that, especially Gavranovic and Racy have done in the past 5 years from the beginning. They've started as a very small group that I've got to join as well, pretty much in the beginning, and just see it grow this big is just insane. I mean, looking at the YouTube channel as well, we're pretty close to 750 subscribers. Especially in the beginning, you probably would have never thought of it. So seeing the community grow this big, a lot of new drivers, a lot of new communities starting, like the Formula One Dirt Rally, Rainbow Six Siege is even starting at some point. So it's amazing to see how this community is growing. And like Jukebox said, keep an eye out on the website for all the new things going on. Check out the Discord to talk with us and maybe ask for some tips. And be sure to check in tomorrow for GT3 race where we both will be driving in. And from my point of view, I'd say until next week, until the next Ferrari race in the GAVRA League. See you, everyone.